Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is yet another installment of the Married Man Side Heffa Saga. So, Cinnamon Sugar and I are here looking raggedy. Like, it is what it is. I'm tired, y'all. It's a miracle that I even made it. It is a miracle that I even made it to come on screen today because it's been a struggle. I don't know what's going on, but I got to get my life together. My birthday coming up, and I got to do what I got to do because I plan on at least being up watching stuff. Like, I ain't really got nothing planned like that, but I took off. So I'm like, outside of the situation that my friend has planned for me, this is gonna be my first and possibly only time having a seafood boil. I've never had one before. So my friend, she's doing one for me for my birthday. Um, it's not gonna be on my birthday. I don't believe because she's gonna be working and all this other stuff. But she's gonna try to do it Thursday, which is like a couple of days after my birthday would have passed by. And I'm excited. I think I need to get me some tools. So between now and then, I need to get tools. She's been eating stuff like this because she's from the DMV. She's from DC, so they stay eating stuff like this. She said she's been eating them since she was a child, so she don't need tools. She can get into everything. And I'm like, girl, I've been watching mukbangs, but I don't know how to do none of that. So I might need to get scissors. I might need to get a lot of stuff. I got a pecan cracker that is supposed to like double as something for that, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna buy the kit, and I saw the kit a couple of months ago at the store. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the foolishness, y'all. So yesterday, I actually was going to put up something, and I think whenever the last time I uploaded, y'all, I had made a video, and then I just didn't post it because I was like, I think something gonna pop off. So I think something else is gonna happen. So let me not post it. So I was confident in that, and I deleted the video and all that stuff, even though I sat there and I recorded it, and sure enough, things happened. So let me tell y'all what's been going on. Okay, so whether I've already said this or not, the side heifer been off, right? She been off for pretty much like the last 2 weeks. Old boy, the OG married dude, he took off 1 week, really put in time to be off, and I was like, this is like your second week. We don't get but like 3 weeks. Like, we don't get but 3 weeks. You ain't got that much time, and it's January. It was literally January, and he had already taken off, and I'm like, your time started over January 1st, and you already using all your time up, sir. What is going on? Unless you got another job booked and you about to go to, I don't understand why you're doing this, because I sure did that for my last job. Used all my time and booked it. I had to because they was trying me, y'all. I was getting paid nothing. And they had us working 7 days, working the mule out of me for nothing. I'm tired. So anyway, so then last week they had him on the schedule as he was just in this spot. And as of late, the last couple of months, if you're in this spot, you are probably someone who is out with co and vid. And so I was like, because remember when I told y'all before that her cousin through marriage, who is my partner, he ended up getting it. And so she ended up saying, oh, well, I was talking to him, so let me go see if I got it. So she didn't have it, but she really sat up here and stayed out because he was out because she wanted to screw. And I'm just like, girl, you didn't put in no time for this, and you have a child to take care of. I'm fully aware that it's tax season, but you tried it. And speaking of, coincidentally, I did my taxes Thursday afternoon. I think I filed them at like before 3 p.m., right? Definitely afternoon. Tell me why they didn't put half of it in there from one of them. I don't know if it's state or federal. I don't know which one they put in because it's the same amount for each. And they already dropped one of them in there as of today. Because I was like, what is this? What? What is going? What? I don't know what they got going on, but they didn't already dropped it in there. I don't get no money back no more. This is the first year in all the years that I have worked where I don't get no money back worth mentioning. I'm literally getting gas money back this year. I ain't gonna complain. I'm not going to complain because the Lord has provided. I have been able to do so much. Last year, I was able to do so much stuff that I've been trying to manifest. I've had some things to happen, and I've been able to purchase some stuff. I've been able to just take care of myself and then some, send my folks money. I've been able to do so much stuff. So I know that I'm blessed. I'm so happy, and I'm grateful. But this is the first year I have not been able to get no good taxes back worth mentioning. I was like, ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. It is what it is. It is what it is. So anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, I understand it's tax time because she has a child. I think her son is like maybe 11 years old. I know he's a preteen. So it's like you're gonna get some money back for your child, but what is the reason for you sitting up here? You didn't put no time in so that you could be off and get paid for it, but yet and still you gonna sit out. Now when she first did this was before he took off because he now has co and vid, right? Sex is not that good for you to just be like, oh, I ain't gonna work. I gotta take care of this child. And me and this dude been on and off. He mad at me one month, and then we back together the next. Or we off for a couple of months, and then we back on again. You ain't gonna have no other way to get no money unless the child's father is kicking in. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. So she done took off. Ain't been here. Then when she found out that he had COVID, that the cousin had COVID, she gonna take off and took the test. The test came back within 2 days saying that she didn't have it, but she just decided that she wasn't gonna come in. And we were just looking like, all right, now you doing too much. At least I was, because I was getting hit left and right. Because I was at the top of the rotation list. Now, one of the other people was already out who was above me on the rotation list, and I was about to get hit, and I was like, all right, now, because as soon as I saw what it was hitting for, I said, man, don't do it. I'm going to get hit his week, then I'm going to get hit my week. But luckily, I pretty much only got hit my week, and they was trying to kill me. I had to work my days off. I was like, all right, now, the most I've ever had to do was like come in for 4 hours on one of my days off, which still was some trash, but I'm just saying. I'm just like, y'all done went off, because like at least half of the people that work upstairs in various departments have been out. So only one of all the other people who have been up there is out for something completely unrelated. This one guy, like a week ago, he said he pulled a muscle. Every single person who has approached me is over it. They're like, what you mean? I was like, listen, everybody came to me and said, look, he left. He said he pulled a muscle. And I'm like, listen, don't ask me nothing. Like, people keep on laughing at me because somebody approached me about it today. Because I asked him, I said, is this considered to be light duty? Because we had an issue to pop off today that I can't talk to y'all about. Y'all, when I leave this job, I'll be able to tell y'all gonna be so intrigued. Y'all are gonna be so intrigued. But anyway, it was something that popped off today. And I saw that his name was on the schedule, but I was like, I don't think he's here. But they have light duty pretty much next to his name. And so I asked them if that particular thing that is something that is kind of considered to be a special project, if you will, is that considered to be light duty? It was like, what you mean? I was like, well, you know, old boy. It was like, who's old boy? I told him his name, and they were like, what's wrong with him though? I told him, I was like, oh, he said he pulled a muscle one day when he was up there working, and they was both looking at me like, as many times I hurt myself up in here, what you talking about? And it's been more severe than that. I'm like, listen, I already know how I go. It's been some days up in there. I don't even know how I made it. I done sat up here. I done hurt myself. I done scratched. Y'all, I used to look like I was a suicide attempt victim by the wrist at times. I used to hurt myself up so bad on accident on my wrist and bruise myself up, and I've strained my back. I strained my shoulder. I done the most. I've done the absolute most up in there, and it's never been so bad to the point of where I feel like I need to be in an emergency room. I need to go to a doctor and get a doctor's note. Like, you push through it, go home, get some Epsom salt, do what you got to do, whatever, whatever. But I guess his is pretty bad because he off. But he found the strength to send me a request, and I'm like, oh. um, I might have neglected to mention that he makes it painfully obvious that he's into me. So even though he's been respectful, he finally got to work with me like before all this happened. This was like 2 or 3 days before this happened. And so, yeah, he's ever since he first got there, he's made it painfully obvious that he is very into me. And I just be looking at him like, nope. I don't see it. I just don't see it. But anyway, so yeah, everybody out. And I'm like, girl, ma'am, don't nobody have time for you to sit up here and just be out because you want to spread ego. Don't nobody have time. You can go have sex before or after work, ma'am. Come up and hit these 8 hours and go home. Like, I don't understand. You have a child. So anyway, so now they don't even have him on the list. And I'm like, come on now. Come on now. I told y'all the man who is I guess a widower. Do they call the men who've lost wives widowers as well? The guy whose wife died quite a few months back because she had a terminal illness. He tired of his spirit because he been having to pull 12s because he ain't there, and he don't like working over or coming in early and all that stuff, just like me. And so he been tired of his spirit. He's still fine though. But anyway, so yeah, it's been too much. It's been too much. Everybody tired in their spirit. Everybody is tired, and I know I'm tired. That's why I'm so glad I'm at the bottom of the rotation list, honey, because nobody had time for it. Then, like, child. So anyway, the side heifer ain't been there. She finally came back this week on Monday. So when she came back Monday, they had her working in my department with somebody else. And I was somewhere else helping people that were working in the most hated department. So I didn't have to have no interaction with her because only 2 of the 3 departments that are operational were actually doing what needed to be done. And so was glad about that. Then today, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm going to have to go in her area and help do something, but I ain't going to have to work with her lies. So I already knew this was going to happen. So there's this woman who some months back, she put in a bid so that she could come and work upstairs. She ended up getting it to come and work in my department, in our department, doing what we do. And so she got the job, and I already knew it. I said to myself, I said, watch, they're going to start pulling her for stuff. Every time they feel like it, they just be like, oh, we need somebody, we're going to pull you. Y'all need to figure it out just like y'all tell us to figure it out when we don't have enough people. If you can't get somebody to come in or whatever, you just gotta rough it out. That's what we be having to do. We be going through, but we get it done. It is what it is. But they will pull her with the quickness, and we just be like, now you knew you was wrong. And then it'd be like, it'd be the most be already done popped off. And I'm like, come on now. So they done pulled her and told me, I need you to go take her spot and tell her to go over here because they need her over there. And I'm like, I really stood there and I was like, let me gather myself before I even started talking. And so I was like, so do I really have to be the one to go over there? So she was like, huh? Because she don't know the drama that's going on. I don't just go around just advertising what has happened. And so I was like, do I have to be the one to go over there? She was like, well, this person is already doing this job and whatever. And so you the next one in line. So I was like, okay. I mean, like, she's going by the rules and I get that. But I was just like, ma'am, I'm not here for it. And even though I told y'all before the last time that she and I had to work together, it was fine. It was great. Didn't have no issues. She actually spoke to me as if I was a human being. I'd never even heard her speak like this before. And I was like, what kind of trap is this? Like, no, ma'am. Somebody lying. This is a lie. So I still don't trust it. But yeah. So I'm just like, I don't trust it. It was a fluke. I can't. So I was like, well, can I go and ask the ladies that are working in my department if one of them would like to switch with me and go over there? And she was like, yeah, you can do that if you want to. I was like, okay. So I thought that I was going to be able to get over and be able to get them to switch out with me because they don't like each other. They've been having issues with one another. I don't understand why. Like, I don't get it because it's like everybody in there that's going through with somebody else, they will come to me individually, talk about the other person, and they'd be like, what do you think I should do? Like, one of them literally like went off on the other one for no reason, unprovoked. And I said, look, I've gone through this exact situation, and I told her the steps in which I took or whatever. And I told her, if you want to go that route, you can do that. But if you think you can talk to her and tell her, like, don't roll up, you know, or whatever. But she African. So, she's I don't think that was going to work for her. But yeah, like, she was like, she don't want me to, I was like, oh, please. I was like, please, Lord. Because this woman be to tow this place up. I'm just like, please don't do it. But anyway, but I don't get it because, like, everybody will have issues with all of these people. And then when I work with them, I don't have that issue. And they just be like, well, why don't they act right when they work with me? I'm like, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell y'all. I come in here to do my work. And if I can help you along the way, I'm going to help or whatever. But most of the time when I work with people, they do what they're supposed to do. There's this one guy, look, I ain't gonna lie. I have to do everything short of cuss him out for him to do what he's supposed to do, but he do it. And he low-key like what I do. He low-key like it. Because I really be going off. I be going off on him. I don't have time. I had to go off on him. Y'all, I had to go off on him the other day. I had to go off on him, 2 days ago? Because I was supposed to be in their department helping them. And then he'll go to break. And I'm like, I ain't finna, you got me doing more work than you doing. No, that is not how this works, sir. I had to go Heffa. So anyway, child, I just be like, So anyway, I done went over there. After I asked both of them, they both were like, they basically said no. No, to make a long story short, they both said no. I was like, okay. I just wanted to be able to give them the option, you know, because I didn't know what their situation has been so far. After they both came to me about it. So I was just trying to give them a way out of it if they needed it. So they should have took it. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to get to it, but they should have took it because I was giving them, I was giving them a Willy Wonka golden ticket. They ain't even know it though. But anyway, so I ended up having to go over there with this Heffa. And I'm like, oh gosh. Went over there. Everything was going all right or whatever. Didn't have no issues. Like, I'm not finna lead up to where some drama popped off. We actually had a great day of working together. Something popped off, and something that, okay, so I'm trying to figure out how I can say it without telling y'all what it is. So anyway, there are certain things that happen at times at my job. There can be a change at the last minute out of nowhere that's not listed on our paperwork that outlines what is supposed to happen, how the day is supposed to go, which is understandable. So I done read the schedule and everything, and I know what's supposed to go down. So I done did something. I done set an area up because I just knew that something was going to change because that's what the paperwork said. So she actually ended up coming to me and telling me that everything was going to stay the same. I ain't got to worry about that. And I was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Like, she actually came to me and told me because I really was about to sit up there and set up this stuff for no reason. So I couldn't believe it because the first times we had to work together, child, please, some stuff popped off. I mean, changed completely. This heifer just walked off. And I'm standing there looking like, okay, well, where's she at? Did she go to break? Did she go to the bathroom? Did she go see the married man? I ain't seen her for a while. And then, like, somebody else had to come and tell me what had even popped off like 30 plus minutes after the fact. And I'm like, you could have said something. I didn't have a way to communicate with anybody at the time. So it's not like I heard anybody call and say, this is what the situation is or whatever. So I was just like, just trifling for no reason. But she communicated well. She was bringing stuff to me. And I needed most of the stuff that was requested. So I was shocked because had this been the first 6 to 9 months of me working at that place, oh, I would have been, all my stuff would have been sitting somewhere waiting on me to retrieve all day. She wouldn't have done nothing. If it hadn't been for her, she wouldn't have brought it to me. She wouldn't have brought nothing if it was for me. No matter what I was going through, she wouldn't have cared. So I'm very shocked. Y'all, I'm so sorry. Like, this is why I really don't care about makeup or nothing like that, because my eyes always get irritated. And if they're not irritated, there's an eyelash always trying to do something or actually falling into my eyes. So that's why I don't do makeup. But these bags, because of the anemia. I was like, it start with an A, it's not asthma, or I was about to say arthritis. I was like, no, arthritis, child. But yeah, the anemia, child. I gotta get my life together. I just ordered some more purple sea moss that I already had somebody to ground up and do all the preparations and put it in vegan capsules, because I'm still not comfortable with the idea of me soaking it and doing all the little stuff for myself and adding it in myself into a spoonful of just adding a spoonful of it to my smoothies. Y'all excuse me, I'm having a blonde moment, I don't know why. But yeah, so I just ordered some more. They should be here definitely way before my birthday. But I have some more, so I'm gonna have enough on deck for, I think now I have a total of 4 to 6 months worth on deck. So I'm glad about that. And it is what it is. See, people don't be paying attention like me. If you gonna have a sale and it's 50% off, oh, I'm finna get it. If it's 50+% off, I'm gonna get it. And they had a random 2-hour 50% off sale. And it's so random. The Lord be knowing, because they would have literally just posted it. And I'm talking about that thing will say 23 seconds ago. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me run over here and get some more of that purple sea moss. Let me go do that. So yeah, y'all. Sorry that I got sidetracked. But yeah, we had a great day. I don't understand. I don't understand. All of this was everything initially that happened, it was unwarranted. So it's like, girl, you went through all this for what? Like, I don't bother nobody. I come to work, do my job, and go home. And it's crazy because later on in the day, the person who told me that I had to go and work with her, she said, how's everything been going? And I said, actually, it's been going pretty good. She said, well, good. And so, like, I pretty much ended up telling her what happened, because she is literally the only person that I told there that my mama going through. I didn't tell her the specifics, but one day I came in and I was on the verge of tears. People do not understand. That day when my mama told me everything, I had to go to work within the next 8 hours, and I could not sleep. All I could do was cry. I could not sleep. But she had to tell me all the stuff that had been going on with her. And it's still some stuff right now. My sister don't even know. My brother only knows because he's there helping to take care of her. So it was just too much going on, and I just could not process it. And so I was on the verge of tears. And then I was just like, y'all just don't understand how it took everything in me to even come up in here and go to work today. Like I had told it, I was about to cry just telling her my mama's sick, and I'm here in Virginia and she's in Alabama, and I'm the oldest child. So I feel like I am just not where I need to be, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I always envisioned myself being the one to always be there doing what I'm supposed to do, because when I was at home, that's what I was doing. I was the one who was faithfully taking her and certain siblings of hers to doctor's appointments and all that other stuff, making sure that they were all right or whatever. So imagine me going to work, minding my business, and then somebody creating drama. I'm not a drama-filled person. That's why I don't handle it well. And so she was like, well, you know what you need to do. And so she basically suggested that I should just tell her like it is. Like if she come at me sideways, I said, you don't understand. Because I'm going to black out. And something going to pop off that shouldn't pop off. And I'm gonna be the one at fault, and I'm gonna lose my job. She was like, "No, no, no, you don't have to do it." I'm like, "I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to tell you how it's gonna go," and that's why I keep my mouth shut and walk away, because any other thing that would pop off would result in me going to jail and not having a job. So I would rather just keep it like that and go on by my business. But yeah, y'all, I can't. So an added bonus, y'all. So she was supposed to be there. She was supposed to start back at work before Monday, but to guarantee that they wouldn't try her, because she heard that she was going to be scheduled to be required to be at work Saturday, right? She put in for Friday off. And when you do that, they can't tell you that you have to come in and all this, because she hadn't been here. She had been calling out and all this other stuff. So if you're not there to see the schedule, they cannot draft you from the house. So she played her cards in that way, because one of the people who I've told y'all about before, she got married on Saturday. Now, this has been in the making for a while, because they had gotten married, I think, at the top of last year, but because Cole and Vid had been doing the absolute most, she couldn't have people there. So this time she had her wedding party, and she had invited 80 guests. She told me that only 20 people showed up, but it was probably due to the fact that there were so many snowstorms and everything going on. It was just too much, and we didn't get it this time. So I think everybody else that was coming in, though, they were in the areas that got hit like that. So she said she was a little sad, but she did still have fun. A couple of people from work came, and people at work were really asking me, like, well, why weren't you at the wedding? I thought you was going to be at the wedding. And I was like, I wish people would start asking me that. Because they could like, people could tell that she and I have been having a genuine bond, and she don't fool with many people. And despite the fact of her terrible decision to fool with the side Heffa and this other Heffa, who is just as trifling, if not worse off than her, it's just, it is what it is. And my thing is, like, I'm still kind of new to her. And even though she's been able to vent to me and literally cry on me because of the things that she had been experiencing with her child and her husband and all this other stuff, she can do what she want to do. She reserves the right to invite me. I'm not in my feelings because she didn't invite me. It is what it is. But yeah, people really kept asking me, rolling up, well, why you ain't go to her wedding? I'm like, child, one more person asked me that. But anyway, y'all, I said all that to say this. So the Heffa sat up there, and I told y'all this before, and I knew it. She got back in her good graces after her son had been in this really, really terrible accident. And as soon as I saw her walk up to her, I said, this Heffa trying to get back in good with her. Watch they be friends after this. So they started being back cool again. I'm like, ain't no way. When you cross me the way she crosses people, ain't no coming back. I'm sorry. Ain't no forgive and forget. Ain't no forgive and forget when it comes to that. Because she really be trying to mess with people's livelihoods. Like, she really will go and try to get you fired. I don't have time for that. You are problematic. You got to go. You the one who really need to go. But go off, though. So anyway, she was one of the ones who went to the wedding. And I knew it. Because when I saw her name up there and it had that particular thing by it saying that she took one of her floating holidays and used it, I was like, I really feel like this Heffa did this so that she wouldn't get drafted for Saturday, because I think she going to the wedding. And I'd be doggone if somebody didn't roll up on me, one of the people who asked me why wasn't I at the wedding, and said to me, how you look raggedy at work and you go to a wedding to look raggedy? I said, wait a minute, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, y'all. So y'all know how the attire usually goes for a wedding. This Heffa had on like a casual sweater that was like multicolored. It's kind of like one part is white, one part is black, one part is navy blue or something like that, and some random pants. I was like, but everybody else was dressed up like they knew they were at a wedding. But go off though. Child, her hair is like long and thin, and I'm just like, cut it off. Cut that mess off. I cannot. And then, so he showed me, that man, this guy who showed me, the pictures. He initially was the person who showed me pictures. I was good until he said, how you raggedy at work and when you ain't at work. Because he made a point to say, when I was showing him pictures one day, he was like, is that you? I was like, yeah, I don't look raggedy all the time. I look decent when I ain't at work. You know what I'm saying? I come up here looking raggedy on purpose because, I don't want y'all to be talking to me. But because he was like, he saw the pictures of me, so he saw what I look like when I'm not at work. So then he saw the pictures of this other woman that worked there. And before he even showed me pictures, I said, I know she look good. I ain't friends with her on Facebook or nothing, or on no form of social media. So I was like, oh, I know she look good. He just showed me a picture of her. She looks good. Look good outside of work. Don't nobody want to, man. I'm not coming up in there trying to look good for any of them. Sometimes I do be setting it off, but I don't be trying to do nothing for them. So it just happens. But most of the time, I'm trying to look ugly. I be trying to look ugly, and I be like, dang, the days I'm trying to look raggedy, y'all rolling up. Please stop. So yeah, but he had me dying. So I was like, how you look raggedy at work and outside of work? Then you went to the wedding looking like that. I was like, what happened? Don't do this. He had me dying. But then she came up to me yesterday. Wait a minute, what's today? What's today? Yeah. When we were working together, me and the side heifer was working together. The side heifer had gone to break, and so I was just manning my area and her area. And she was talking to me, and she was telling me about all of this stuff, about how there were only 20 people in attendance, not including her wedding party, which consisted of her children and her father, and I think sisters. Yeah. She was showing me pictures. Then she got to a picture that she had taken of herself and the side heifer together. Then proceeded to zoom in on the picture. It just kept looking at me. And zoomed in. I'm saying to myself, ma'am, I'm not saying anything. I don't know why y'all are trying to get a reaction out of me. Y'all ain't gonna never be able to say, ooh, I was talking to her and she brought you up in conversation. No, I don't do that. All of y'all roll up on me and tell me about this heifer. I don't care nothing about it. I don't care. I don't even know when most of this stuff be popped off until other people bring it to me. I never know any of this stuff is even happening. So I'm like, child, don't do it. Like, she really made a point to zoom in. Like, and then, like, in all the pictures that I've seen of her, she just be looking like this. But if y'all saw her face, pretty much I look fine. Like, I'm the finest thing that ever was in comparison to how she be looking in that pose. Like, she really was just sitting there like, I'm like, at this point, why even take the picture if you gonna look like that, ma'am? But anyway, y'all, I had to work with the side heifer. I'm just so glad that nothing pop off. I'm glad, because I really was scared that she was going to try me. And I'm like, girl, don't nobody have time. But anyway, I done bored y'all long enough. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it as always. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Let's get down in the comment section and discuss this.